we are here with, because we've been doing our wellness coaching, wellness sessions, and we've been doing our health sessions. But one of the things that after so many sessions that we've done is we've realized that there is a long gap between people's livelihood, which has been very severely affected in this pandemic session. And one of the polls that I carried out in Facebook, Subha, came back with saying that almost 100% people said that livelihood in some way or the other have been affected. So
Definitely.
we did talk about having this session back in June,
Yep.
but for some reasons we were not able to have it. But then now we are here together, and you've been doing career coaching for so many years now. You have been guiding so many people. So there are so many questions that have been on my mind that I have been wanting to ask. But one of the biggest questions that I'll start with is, now that there are people returning back to jobs, there is a gap. So what should a person do? How should a person prepare? And how should, basically, what should they do to kickstart themselves? So that is my first question to you.
Definitely. Before answering to your question, thanks a lot for inviting me here, Nupur, because this also gives me an opportunity to talk to many, right? It's like one to many. This is something that I always like doing. I would be more than happy to share whatever I know, whatever I've gained, acquired all through these 18 plus years of my career journey as a part of corporate as well. Then as a part of my entrepreneur journey, definitely. And coming to your question, yes, definitely, there is a huge difference now. And then if you compare people with a career break, yeah, or some reason they have taken a break, it could be voluntary, or and it's like the organizations have asked them to go, right? See, now it's like almost 50-50 everywhere. Before pandemic, I used to work only with women who have taken a break in their career for their personal reasons. It is like voluntary. But now it's the other way as well. Yeah. So definitely, see, one thing I would like to start with, yeah, what is the first thing that they should keep in mind is beginner mindset. Yeah, see, when I say beginner mindset, they don't have to necessarily degrade themselves. They don't have to necessarily think like, no, they are freshers. But beginner mindset will have a different set of anxiety. Right? See, when we are fresh in the market, right, the anxiety is more of eustress. Yeah, the positive stress. Like it's like we used to explore multiple opportunities, right? So now, because people have aged, because people have experienced something, doesn't mean that they have to look at it negatively. Yeah. There's in fact, there's one program I attended recently on positive intelligence. Yeah, by Mr. Shetzer. He's one of the leading coach in a world level, global level, right? So he says, you see, how can you convert all the negative scenario as a gift? Let's look at it as a gift. Okay, see, for some reason, world or the universe or God, whichever one believes in, we are in a situation where we are seeing some challenge related to career, right? So let's look at it. What is the course correction that we can do? What is something that we always wanted to do but we missed? Let's look at it as that's what I mentioned it as beginner mindset. Yeah, that is one critical. And then relax. Nothing is going to happen. You are going to get a job. Believe in that. Especially now, I should say I've been bombarded with resume writing projects for the past 3 weeks because job market is hot. Yeah, all these years, 11 plus years of my journey as a career coach, this is the time I'm seeing so many people approaching me for resume writing projects. That means the market is really, really hot. Everybody is going to get a job. How we are going to get is where the challenge is going to be. That is the reason you are there, I am there. We are all there to guide them, right? So this is very, very important. And then the third and most important is having clarity. What exactly you want to do now? Okay, fine. You have taken a break. Now you are out of job. You are going to get a job, but what should that job be? What should be that role? Have some clarity and then start working on your resume, whatever you need to do. Even upskilling and all comes after that. Have clarity. This clarity is very, very, very important, which can happen only when you are relaxed. This is something that is the foundation I ensure I build before I, start working with any of my clients.
See, that is very important, especially the beginner's mindset point that you have brought out, no? Because 90% time, especially people who are restarting their journey, have that ego or, we've done this, we are tired, we don't want to get into the rut again, or we are competing with people who are 20 years younger to us. They
Yeah.
don't want to kind of get into that same competition. So I think when you have that beginner's mindset, you are already, you've crossed half the path towards getting that market. That's a beautiful tip. Kavita says, great tip, Subha. Absolutely, I completely agree.
Thank you.
How can here I have two questions. One is one since you're also a personal branding into, so how can people leverage their, so what can they do to build up a personal brand here now that they are into bigger competition, because the fact is there is competition. They are not just competing with their peers, they're competing with also people who are coming after them. There is, people who are maybe in skill set, maybe, technologically more advanced than they are. People who are, have a different level of skill set. Then so there is a personal branding, but then maybe experience wise these guys are better. So there are all these elements involved. So what kind of branding would they require? Second, I want to also ask here is how do they leverage the connections here?
Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Great question. In fact, I love the way you kind of connected these two, because there is a connection. Yeah. So let me start with your first question, Nipur, here. See, when it comes to personal branding, right, there are so many definitions. Yeah. See, if you ask anybody, like, see, it starts from the outer, right, executive presence part of it, right? When we are talking about executive presence, it's about how you dress up, how you present yourself as a person, right? And then who exactly you are inside, right? So once these two are in sync, you create a brand. Yeah. Whether we like it or not, whether we believe in the concept of personal branding or not, we are all creating a brand every second, every minute, whenever we are interacting with anyone. Yeah. It's in fact, including, inside, home. It's like I call, people in our family as internal stakeholders, right? Probably I can talk about more about it later on. So when it comes to personal branding, first of all, there should be clarity on who exactly am I? Yeah, as a profession. See, now that we are talking, we are connecting it with career, right? So who exactly am I? If I'm calling myself as a leader, what sort of leader am I? Yeah. So do I want to build a community and then create something? Do I want to create some transformation? Right? So what exactly I want to be seen as? What is the perception that I've already created? Yeah, is that the perception that, is that what I want to create? Or is that what the real me is? Right? See, generally what happens, we create some image about somebody, let's call it as judgmental or whatever name we give, right? There is some perception being created, right? See, in general, for example, when people look at me, they, see me like a very, very simple person, right? Once they start interacting with me, then they get to know who exactly I am, right? So that is because of my personality, right? So how can I make the best use of that? I have to think. I have to create a strategy for that. Yeah. So my definition of personal branding, it starts with understanding the authentic me. Who am I? So authentic, right? Faking and all will not help in the long run. Yes, see, for some, faking will help to start, breaking those inhibitions. But it should start with understanding, first of all, who exactly the person who is living in me. Right? See, that's where it starts, the authentic me. And am I showcasing that authenticity in whatever I do? Whether I'm talking to somebody, whether I'm sending an email, yeah. See, everything reflects in the way you respond, right? When we communicate, whatever is our attitude, that reflects in the way we behave. Then that will automatically reflect in the way we communicate, right? So we have to first of all identify who exactly we are. What is the perception that we would like to create? First step, yeah, as a part of strategy creation. And then, how are we doing? Right? Do I really want to be seen as a soft person, soft natured person? If that is so, I just have to continue being myself, right? If I don't want to be seen as a soft person, then I have to change my, the way I communicate, right? Maybe I have to tweak it. I just have to learn it, how to do it. There's nothing wrong in it. Doesn't mean that inside whoever I am, I'm not changing, right? So understanding my personality, the self-awareness. We normally talk about self-awareness when it comes to emotional management, right? So that is where it should start, and then see how you are communicating with others. I would like to give one example. See, there's a client of mine. This happened around 10 years back. Yeah, I was helping her to build a career, second career. She's a very very aggressive person. Okay, the way she talks used to be very aggressive, which started creating certain when she was starting her business, she used to be very rude with everybody. That is because of her aggressive nature. Because there is a story behind that. So we cannot just judge and then sit back. Then kind of while working together, we decided, okay, fine. So you have that aggressiveness. Let's not look at it as a negative trait. Let's make the best use of it. Yeah, what we decided, and she decided that okay, from today, I'm going to use my aggressive nature. The aggressiveness is nothing but the high energy, right? So that high energy, I'm going to use it in building my business, so that my high energy is spent there. Let me show the other side of it to my, the vendors or the stakeholders. Oh, she's, one of the known, very, very, famous person, I should say. I should not, I'm not supposed to mention the name, but I'm just saying. So understanding our positives and negatives, and then which is our strength, which is our weakness. So is there a possibility to, use our weakness to our strength? How can we do that? Yeah, understanding this, and then the way you communicate, the way you put across your information, be it while talking or writing, that's what personal branding is all about. See, making noise in social media is not personal branding. LinkedIn, Instagram, all these things are, I call them as KPI, key performance indicators. How do you
Okay.
perform? This is an indicator. See, if I'm able to speak well compared to 2 years back, if I go back and then look at my video, and then today after our session, if I look at my video, this video, I can measure. Okay, how far have I come? Have I improved at all? See, so becomes a measuring tool for me. Yeah? See, this is how social media should be seen as. Yeah. So
So,
if you yeah, please. Do you have any question here?
yeah, I also want to understand that. So, the basic understanding is that when personal branding should be seen as the indicator or evaluator mechanism when a person evaluate themselves
Yep. Yep.
internally and externally
Exactly.
first. That should be the benchmark to start,
Yes.
and then once you do that, then they go on to the other social media sites and other sites to display what they have understood about themselves. And then when they, because that is a very honest, because they are not, they're being honest about themselves, and then what they're kind of putting out there is very honest opinion and understanding, and then
Very
they
right.
can actually take that image further.
Very right.
And you have done that. You have been coaching and you have been working with your clients to do that in the past.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how, because see, as even as a conflict management coach, how
Hmm.
has that proven? Because like you said, this was one client you said, aggressive nature. There are some other clients who would not have any idea how they're reacting, and
Yes. Yes.
how can you also work on, tell me some instances where
Hmm. Hmm.
personal branding has actually changed the
Yes.
the person's
Yes.
way of looking at
Yes.
job
Yes.
market or
Yes.
their work.
Definitely. Definitely. See, one quick example that I can give you recently, which happened is like, there's a client, with him I have been, working still. Yeah. Um, what we found out is the way he and his boss communicates. Yeah. See, boss is more of a phone person. See, that there's a huge conflict. Okay. So we were trying to, solve. We were getting inside, find out the root cause. Yeah. We found out that, so this person, my client, thinks that okay, he's perfect in everything. He's updating everything on time. Yeah. But the manager thinks that okay, no, he's not on time. So we found out that the root cause is the way we both communicate. The manager is more of a phone person, whereas my client is more of an email person.
Male person.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
decided, you know what? you send a mail which you feel comfortable, but pick the phone and then call. You tell them, you don't have to, call him, every once in a while. But whenever there is something important happening, or whenever there is a conflict you see within when some critical things are going on, but you call. Don't wait for him to see the mail and then respond. See, if you look at it, this is a minor change we created in the process, right? It has resolved the conflict, a huge conflict they were having for the past 2 years.
And
Yeah,
normally this
just a
doesn't
simple
get
example.
communicated at all.
Yes, yes, because no, he wouldn't say that. Manager wouldn't say that. You know what? I don't like you. Mailing me, call me. They don't say because this is like this is a part of your life, right? See, that's the reason I say personal branding. It should be a part of your life. It is not something initially. You have to understand. You create a strategy and then execute that strategy, and then it should become a part of your life. Yeah. So once it becomes a part of your life, you will know before you get into any conflict.
Correct.
Right?
So
So
you
you
will
get
always
educated.
be evaluating and thinking as to where what
Yes.
strategy can work.
Exactly, exactly. More of psychology. See, personal branding,
Absolutely.
conflict, everything is in human psychology. Right? See, you get to understand yourself better as well the other person.
Yamini has asked in terms that it is easy said, I tried getting a job less than my profile, it's tough.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So do you want me to take this question?
we can take this question after you have
Or
actually answered the
yeah,
connection wala
the
question.
connections one, right? Maybe I do have an answer to Yamini, when we talk about the connections also. Yeah. Okay. See, when it comes to connections, right? I normally look at it as, two different, I categorize it as two different, perspectives. I look at it. See, one is the existing connections, right? So how can I leverage? And then second is, do I need to? I mean, definitely. See, we all should keep creating networks, right? So it's not like okay, I know 10 people, I can get things done. So you have to build that network, right? So which is going to be a new people
Correct.
coming in your life, right? So
Absolutely.
when it comes to the existing network, right? There is a saying in business world, shameless sales. Yeah, this is something that even I learned it hard way because I have no business, experience or none of my family members had any experience. Right? With sales, marketing, and all, these were like okay, some sales guys will use this, right? That was the mindset I was in when I started my independent consulting sort of a journey. And then somebody mentioned about shameless sales. Shameless sales is nothing but talking about you, talking about who you are, talking about what you can bring on the table shamelessly. Don't be shy. See here, shameless is the antonym of being shy. Okay, not exactly the shameless. Yeah. So antonym of shy. So let's we should never be shy. Yeah. And second, but one keyword I would like to use here is vulnerability. Yes, nowadays, for the past 2 3 years, I feel right. So vulnerability is being seen as one of the critical leadership trait. Leaders should be as vulnerable as possible, so that it creates a different bonding with your team. And that's a different topic. Yeah. So this vulnerability is something that we should know the hack of using this vulnerability. Yeah, we should be smart enough to. In fact, you should be extremely smart enough to showcase your vulnerability in a right way, so that we build our brand as well, right? So be vulnerable with your known network at least, because there won't be any judgment. See why we are not really feel free to ask anybody any support, because either we feel shy or we are worried about whether what they will think about us. Yeah, that's judgmental, right? So let's just take it out. Now we have to get a job. We have to get things done, right? To do that, talking to your network, asking their help, it is not unethical or illogical, right? We can do
Correct.
it. You should do it. That's it. It may be tough initially. There is, in fact, we work 2 3 sessions. We work on this. Yeah, how to reach out to your existing network. See, we create milestones. Whenever I work with my clients, we create milestones. You know what? This week I'm going to talk to two. We even write down. My clients even write down numbers. Names. You know what's about this person? I'm going to talk to him on Thursday 9 o'clock. They do it. Yes, so we have to create that strategy. We need not go aggressive again, right? So we can choose. We can initially you go with people with whom you are very, very comfortable. So I do have that, trust circle with me. Yeah. Whenever I have any issues, I know 3 4 names. So I think Kavita, I don't know, Kavita is still there. See, Kavita is one person. Neha is one person. See, like that, I have people. Immediately I pick. my phone and call them without thinking about anything. My sisters, my co-sisters, my cousins. I do have the trust circle. Like that, everybody has to create the trust circle. In that trust circle, there should not be any shyness or fear of judgmental, being judged, right? That is one. And then second is slowly you broaden your trust circle when it comes to the internal. Yeah, and then external network, social media safety, that is where this personal branding will help. Yeah, the minute you create that strategy, start executing it on social media, people are going to get connected. See, till today, I have around 6,000 plus followers, I suppose, in my LinkedIn profile. Everything is organic. I'm talking about 9 years of journey. In 9 years, I have accumulated only 6,000 plus followers because that is my conscious effort. Once in a while, I go there, take some people out of my system. Yeah, so we have to do that decluttering also. Doesn't mean that they are bad people, but they are not my target audience, or they are not, somebody with whom I want to be in connect with, right? So we have to do that decluttering. That is something that we can do. So you choose your game. Is it going to be quantitative game or qualitative game when it comes to networking? Right? See, if somebody wants to become an influencer, yeah, they want to get into influencer marketing, then number game. Right? If somebody wants to take up a different, see, that is where having clarity on what exactly one wants to do is very, very important. Herd mentality will not help. Yeah? Just because some other coach is having some 10,000, 20,000 followers, if I start following that path, maybe it may not work out for me. So we have to choose our path. Yeah? So that is very, very important. So it's very easy to build network. And apart from social media, there are so many support systems. See, like, I used to be a part of a leadership forum called Tilt. My learning from that platform is huge because all are leaders. One of the best things which had happened for me during this pandemic. And then Lean In is a it's one community which opened up my mind into various arenas, yeah, into a different level. So like that, there are so many forums, the right forums. You pick the right forum. It's okay, go there, explore. If that doesn't work out, you come out. Yeah, but go ahead and explore. Keep an open mind, but be careful. Yeah, that is something that you have to work on.
Here I have one more question. So one was Yamini's question as to how to leverage. Not exactly how to leverage. She's actually questioning into probably she was a senior person and she could not get a job into a junior profile. And another question is from Amu Banerjee that she has lots of things for social media but doesn't know where to start.
Okay. So I'll first answer to Yamini, if it's okay, Nupur. Okay. See, when we are a couple of mistakes, probably, most of the job seekers do. Yeah, whether they have a career break or not, right? You don't have to necessarily lower yourself. Yeah. See, probably lowering yourself could be one of the mistakes that she or he may be doing, right?
Correct.
Because once you apply for a lower level job, right? What happens? You will be seen as somebody who is overqualified. Right. See, again, overqualification is something that people misunderstand, right? See, when you are supposed to work in a low level job, right? You will start asking so many questions. As a senior person, you probably maybe thinking from the strategic perspective, whereas your job is to do the day-to-day thing. Right? There will be a clash. That is what actually means, called as overqualification. But people, misunderstand that term also. Yeah. See, when organizations are rejecting somebody, in the name of overqualification, there are reasons behind it. We have to understand that. Yeah? So we don't have to necessarily degrade ourselves. That is one. Yeah. And we have to really, again, the clarity part, the role for which she is applying. That is very, very important. Another mistake, people call me and tell me, what, I'm frustrated. I ask them why. See, this week itself I have applied for 20 jobs. I asked them, okay, how did you apply? You know what? I was traveling from from Maratali to Silk Boat. I had 1 hour of time in my car. Yeah, I just clicked on apply on LinkedIn or Naukri. Yeah, without even seeing the JD. In terms of number, you applied for 20 jobs, but none of the job is the right job for you. Nobody is going to call you. Yeah, see, that is another mistake. Yeah, and third one, what we need to think, look at it is the resume, the document that you are submitting. Is that document talk right about you? Not only right about you, right information for the job that you are applying. Yeah, that is very important. People are not doing it. Yeah, there will be a description for the organizations that they have worked, the roles that they played. It will be like no ability. Probably they had just picked it from online or picked it from the old performance appraisal system. They even see that clearly. They have copied it from somewhere. Yeah. So these are all a couple of mistakes that
Correct.
first we need to see, and then let's blame the job market. If it still doesn't happen, then let's blame the job market. Yeah. So that would be my answer.
Absolutely.
All the job seekers. Yeah. Let's identify the root cause.
Very true. And then Amu has a question that I have lots of things for social media but don't know
Huh.
where to start.
Yeah. Okay. See, social media again. It's a broad. See, when it comes to social media, there is another word we should remember. It's social media marketing, right? So when it comes to market, if somebody has done a business or if they have some exposure to business, there are a couple of things that we do. Target market, segmentation, and all. Right? When we are doing it for the business, we have to do the same for ourselves. Where do my audience sit? See, if I am a job seeker sitting in unknown portal, it's not going to help, right? Just sitting in Facebook posting something, it's not going to help. Most of the job recruiters are sitting in LinkedIn, right? So first of all, why do you want to use social media? Where exactly your users are sitting? If you are a job seeker, prioritize LinkedIn. Then let's come back to Instagram or other portals. And then within LinkedIn, check your profile. Does it talk right about you? Does it talk right about the roles that you are seeking? Yeah, are you communicating? Are you engaging with those audience well? So there is a huge strategy that we have to create. Just like that, jumping into one platform and then trying it out and then saying that it is not working out, it will not work out. And when it comes to social media, you have to give time before you create any brand. For creating a brand, for selling your business, for getting a job, you have to give it time, clarity, consistency. These two things are very, very important. Yeah, clarity in why you are doing that, consistency in what you are doing. Yeah, so this is very, very important. If somebody
You
is new
know,
to social media, I would say let's pick one or two channels. Don't explore everything at the same time. Just pick one channel, go there, become an expert. That would be my recommendation.
one thing that people, even I have this in mind that even when I was a job seeker,
Hmm.
and I know there is no one ballpark figure to this question, that how much time, because sometimes people get really frustrated. I have been, Fulana got a job so early. I have been, searching for a job for this long, and we start comparing and getting hassled about it. So what should we tell ourselves? And this is from a very mental health perspective, not to get bogged down by it. So, what should a person who's looking for a job should tell themselves that, to that, okay, this much time we should give ourselves minimum in
Hmm.
order to get job from the day we start looking.
Okay. See, okay. Let me, kind of reiterate the question, yeah, so that I understand it well. So you mean to ask, what is the timeline that we can keep to get a job? That is one. And then social media, how long we should spend? Yeah. What is the time that we are supposed to spend on social media? Is that right?
I'm more in terms of timeline we can keep from a perspective of a job seeker.
Job
And
seeker. Okay.
just to
Huh.
kind of, just like
Okay.
I started, I'm looking for a job and I have
Hmm.
started looking for a job today. So right
Hmm.
from today, because sometimes
Hmm.
what happens, job doesn't, I mean, I would want obviously tomorrow I get a job, but that doesn't
Hmm.
happen.
Hmm.
So,
Correct.
but then somebody else will get a job. So they
Okay.
might think, अरे उसको मिल गया मुझे नहीं मिला वो बंदा
Ah, okay.
एक
Okay.
साल से ढूंढ रहा है आई एम नॉट लुकिंग
Yes,
एट
yes, yes.
दैट
Yeah. Okay, got it, got it. Yeah. See, ideally, I would say 3 to 6 months is an ideal time. Yeah. Unless until you have that financial pressure. Yeah. See, there are so many things that happened during this pandemic. Yeah. I've been helping,
करेक्ट
some
करेक्ट
women. I'm so sorry to talk about it also, right? Where they have lost the breadwinner, even though these ladies have worked, but they have taken a break, 8 years, 10 years break, right? So if you are in that pressurized situation, I would say keep your timeline as small, as less as possible. Either if you can invest money on hiring a career coach or somebody. If you cannot afford, there are so many forums where you can get hold of some mentors who will do it for pro bono. There are so many forums.
So how
Okay.
can you
So,
suggest some of
so
them?
if you're in a hurry to get a job, seek help. That should be the first step. Okay. So, you may be in a position to get a job within a week or within a month, right? In such situation, I would say don't rely on any, social media, applying in Naukri and other portals. Wait for the call. No, it may further delay the process. Suddenly, immediately go hire somebody or get some help. It could be somebody inside within your family, right? So apart from that, if you're, again, I would like to segregate it into, it's like you have taken a break. Now you are looking for a job. It should start with clarity. If you are starting with clarity, high probability of you getting in that job is 3 months. Yeah, I can only say high probability because everything should happen in a right way. Your resume should talk right about you. The job search process should be right. Yeah, if something goes wrong, then it's going to further delay. Yeah, if not, if you don't have clarity, I would say at least keep it 3 to 6 months. So 1 month to get clarity, do your due diligence, do your research, get connected with the right people. Yeah, and then this connection, networking, and all it run as a parallel journey. And it cannot be like one time I have built a network, then that's it. It should be a continuous journey. So ideally, 3 to 6 months is something that I can keep. So that's how it happens. With when somebody reaches
But
out to
not
me
more
for
than 6 months, because then there is
oh,
something
it's
wrong with
again,
the person's.
yeah, yes. If it is going, see again, we have to also look at it now that we are in a different scenario, UCAS scenario, right? See, there are certain industries where there is no job, right? See, if we are without having that knowledge, if we can say, for example, hospitality, yeah. So there are certain industries, right, where it had completely gone down. Even though now that I see a lot of job opportunities coming up, right, all the airline industries they have gone down, right? If we are having that is something that is where the okay, let me maybe put it, give you more insights here, Nupur. Yeah, that will help a lot. See, when we are starting afresh, like after a break or something, first clarity should be in the industry. Yeah, which are all the industries that we would like to target. Okay, so how do these industries are working? It's like no stock market. When we are investing on stocks, there is no point in investing in some industry where the industry itself is going down, right? So like that, we
Right.
have to do the assessment. Yeah, even with 6 months, if it is not happening, better not to delay. Invest well with somebody who can guide you. Get a job. Yeah, there is no point in wasting time. See, you have to convert another, the math that normally I tell people. You put some hourly, rate for yourself. Yeah, it could be 500 to 5,000 per hour. Yeah, you just, calculate the, hours that you are spending on this job search every week, every month. Calculate. You have to look at it the way you are spending. Yeah, if it is, say for example, my hourly rate is 5,000. Yeah, if I'm spending 8 hours, then I'm spending 40,000 rupees in my job search.
And here, I think one of the things very pertinent you brought out, and which also brings me to the last and final question, and which is that you said that we have to relook at sometimes the industries that some of them are not relevant anymore. So which will mean reskilling, relearning, lot of unlearning and relearning to
Yes,
be done by people.
yes,
So I think people also, and that would be a part of the coaching. And so if you hire a coach, maybe they will be able to kind of help you with it. But then
yes,
even if you don't, that's something that people should be doing. So what is your, how would you kind of recommend that? And what
yes,
skills
yes.
would
Uh,
they be looking at?
yes, definitely. That's a pertinent question actually, Nupur. Because as a job seeker, we may miss to do that industry research, right? See which industry is doing well, how it is going. As I said, it's more or less like stock market. If we are investing, how do we monitor, how our stocks are working? Then we make all the changes, right? So some we
Correct.
keep it as long term, some we keep it
Correct.
as short term. So similarly, we have to work on this job market, industry research also. Yeah. So industry is one, and second is also role, not only industry. Even the roles maybe see if somebody had say 4 5 years of experience, yeah, doing some role. Now, if that role is completely automated, if AI or machine learning had taken up that role, then you have to look at this alternate role for you, right? You may be good at that. But maybe you can do that role, but more from a strategic perspective, not as a day-to-day operations, because some bot or some machine is already doing that, right? So that clarity, that normally how it happens with me. See, as somebody hiring me, how that process happens is like, even I may not be having any coach per se, right? They may not have all the information, right? Even though we keep ourselves updated. Yeah, I keep myself updated across industries because I work with people across industries, across functions, right? But again, practically it is not possible for me to do that. What happens, as a part of this coaching conversation, we do it together. We co-create that strategy, we co-create the processes. So that way, it's like, for me also it becomes a learning, curve. This is how everybody is learning,
Absolutely.
right? So
So
yes,
you
yes, that
create
is
a
very,
path together to find out.
yes, yes,
And yes, and I think that's wonderful because right now what we have started with is a beginner's mindset, and also understood the fact that we should not limit ourselves only to read looking only the current industry, especially when we have very well realized the fact that this is the only industry that will it's not doing well. We should actually be kind of honing our skills for other industries.
yeah.
Subha, I also want to understand that any final nuggets that I would say for people who really want to come back, and what is it that you would have the final words of wisdom, so to say, the vows
Sure,
that you
sure,
would
sure,
have to
sure.
pack for
Definitely,
them.
definitely. Definitely, definitely. See, as I mentioned, right? See, there are three things from whatever we discussed. Yeah, from there I would like to give it as a summary. Yeah, instead of giving some new information, because we have spoken about discussed about so many things, right? So it should clarity is
Correct.
that is something very 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 important, very important. Without that clarity, don't go anywhere because it is not going to take anybody anywhere. Clarity on what needs to be done. To get that clarity, one option is to hire somebody, get in there. But if for some reason, if you cannot afford, but still there are so many coaches, who are doing it pro bono. There are so many mentors who are doing it pro bono. But again, when you do it as a pro bono, the impact also will be different. But still, to start somewhere, you get some help. That is first. Yeah, clarity. Another perspective towards this clarity is like explore, just do everything, whatever you wanted to do all these years, kind of experiential learning. Yeah, you try it out everything. It's okay, because nothing is going to be waste, because everywhere we are going to learn something, right? Those learnings will be will come somewhere else, right? At one point of time, after my graduation, I wanted to start writing in English. So I used to write a lot, yeah, in my mother tongue. Then I wanted to start writing in English. I did MA in English, okay, without having any idea of taking up my career in literature, or in the language part of it. But what, when I had to take a second innings, when I had to start my second innings after quitting my corporate journey, when I started off as a writer, I was in the US, right? That MA in English gave me an edge. I had no idea that, okay, one day this MA in English is going to help me get a job. Yeah, so we don't know from where, what we accumulate, what we acquire is going to
What's
help
going
us.
to connect?
Yes, the dots, right?
Correct.
That we don't know. Let's just create all the dots. Whatever opportunities you are getting, don't say no, just go ahead and then explore. If you can afford that exploration, space. That is a beautiful journey, I would say. Yeah, the learning curve will be so beautiful. You would like to be there. Yeah. So that is one thing. So start with clarity and then prepare yourself well for that. Yeah, make yourself, you need not be 100% perfect fit for that job, because none of us can be, and neither, never we can be, because of all the changes which are happening in the industry, right? We can never be 100%. So don't wait till you become 100% to do something. Yeah, the minute you feel confident, just go ahead and apply for that job. Prepare yourself well. Homework, homework, homework. I don't know how many notes I had gone through before, getting into this call. Because I didn't want to, bombard people with so many information. I should be very careful in, what I'm talking here, right? It should not be too much for people. I do some homework. So every time, doing that homework is very, very important. Yeah. So, we should know that, again, human psychology. Yes, if we can get a glimpse of, how we can understand each other, that will help a lot. So it should start with clarity and then preparation. And then when it comes to social media, yeah, in fact, I remembered something. See, when somebody is giving you something for free, right? You become a product. Especially, this is something that we talk about in social media. Doesn't mean that you're given everything for free. Instagram is free, Facebook is free. That means you are a product. So you please ensure you are utilizing your time for your growth, not for, of course, we have to support them. I'm not
Somebody
denying that.
else's
When
work.
they are giving
I
you something for free,
agree.
let's help them. But it should not be the case that you are spending your time, you are investing your time in, growing Facebook or, any of these social media portals. Yeah, just, balance it out. That is very, very important. And then create a strategy and then execute it. That's very, very important. So these 5 pointers, I would like to, keep it on the table for people to pick.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, that is very helpful, and I'm very sure that people who have joined us and been through with us and come and gone have leveraged, and this will also be on my YouTube channel, on my website feconsultancy.co.in, and on my YouTube channel Newport Musings, and my Instagram handle, my Facebook. I'll also be sharing this with you. So this is a very pertinent conversation we should be having as to what people can do to come back, because people want to come back, they need opportunities and they need ways which will help them come back. And thank you so much, Subha, for giving me your time. Thank you so much for coming on board, and thank you once again. And your time is very precious and very, I know that. So thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, Nikur. It's a beautiful opportunity for me to, converse with the audience. Thank you so much. Anytime I'm, open to have more discussion in this line. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Subha is also available. She's a coach, so she can also available for career coaching. And like I said in the beginning, she's a conflict coach, ICF certified conflict coach. So I know that she'll benefit a lot of you. So please do consult her in case if you want. Zach Paul says, lovely session, thank you.
Thank you.
So, if you want to kind of consult with her, you can follow her page, Sobha Lakshmi Narasimhan, and SNL Branding also, right?
Yes, SLN Brand
You can
Studio.
leave your link, Subha. Yeah, and it is great. She's also available on LinkedIn, so please follow her, and it's a great discussion with us. Thank you so much, Subha. Signing
Thank
off.
you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye.